You ever felt trapped in a relationship where everything seems fine on the surface? But deep down, you feel like something isn't right? You feel like you're being manipulated, but you can't identify how or why. You feel confused, doubting your own decisions, emotions, and even your value. Today we are going to delve into the dark art of manipulation, known as dark psychology in relationships. Stay until the end, and you will discover how to protect yourself from these tactics and regain your emotional power. Human relationships are complex, but what makes them truly destructive is when one of the people in the relationship uses dark psychology tactics to manipulate you. And these tactics are not visible at first. They are subtle, almost invisible. They are like emotional poison that slowly weakens you until you find yourself trapped, not knowing how you got there. Dark psychology in relationships refers to techniques that some use to influence another person's behavior, decisions, and emotions, in order to exercise control. And the worst thing is that many don't even realize they are being manipulated until it is too late. The first technique, and one of the most devastating, is gaslighting. This term has become increasingly common, but few people truly understand its destructive power. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which the manipulator makes you question your own reality. They make you doubt your memories, your emotions, and little by little, your self-confidence fades. Imagine that you are in an argument with your partner and they tell you, "That never happened," or "You're exaggerating." You know what you saw, what you heard, but you begin to question yourself. Could I be crazy? Could it be that I'm really exaggerating? This is gaslighting in action. Little by little, you disconnect from your own reality, and you begin to depend on the other person to tell you what is real. Gaslighting robs you of your emotional autonomy and makes you dependent on the manipulator. Tips for combating gaslighting. The most effective way to combat gaslighting is to stay true to your perceptions. Keep a journal of events if necessary. Talk to others outside the relationship to get an outside perspective, and don't let your reality be shaped by someone else. Another dark psychology technique that is used a lot in relationships is emotional manipulation. This occurs when the other person makes you feel guilty or responsible for their emotions. They say things like, "If you really loved me, you wouldn't do that," or "Look what you've made me do." These phrases are designed to transfer the blame to you. This type of manipulation is especially harmful because it attacks your empathy. Emotional manipulators know that you care about them, and they use that love against you, making you feel guilty even when you have done nothing wrong. The emotional manipulator creates a dynamic in which you feel that you need to behave in a certain way to prevent the other person from becoming angry, depressed, or upset. The control they exert over you is based on your desire to keep the peace and avoid conflict. Tips to combat emotional manipulation. To break this cycle, it is important to remember that another person's emotions are not your responsibility. Setting clear boundaries is essential. You can't control how another person feels, only how you respond to their emotions. One of the most subtle but powerful techniques of dark psychology is intermittent reinforcement. This is the same technique that casinos use to keep players hooked. They give you small rewards in an unpredictable way, which keeps you waiting for the next one. In a relationship, this is seen when the other person treats you well some days, showing you affection, support, love. But then, suddenly, everything changes. They ignore you, emotionally abuse you, or criticize you. And just when you are about to leave, they give you a little love again, enough for you to stay. This cycle keeps you emotionally trapped, always waiting for that reward, that moment of love that seems so elusive. But the truth is, you are in an emotional game that you will never win. Tips to combat intermittent reinforcement. The only way to get out of this cycle is to recognize it. A healthy relationship shouldn't make you feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster. If you find yourself always waiting for that next reward, it's a clear sign that you're being manipulated. Now that you understand some of the most common tactics of dark psychology in relationships, the next step is to learn how to regain control of your life and protect yourself from manipulation. Here I give you some keys to do it. Recognize the signs. The first step to getting out of a manipulative situation is to recognize that it is happening. Don't ignore the warning signs. Don't tell yourself it's no big deal. If something doesn't feel right, it's probably don't be. Set clear boundaries. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. Manipulative people hate boundaries because it takes away their control. If you find yourself in a situation where someone is using dark psychology to manipulate you, set firm boundaries and stick to them. Surround yourself with support. Don't try to deal with this alone. Talk to friends, family, or even seek professional help if necessary. The more outside perspectives you have, the easier it will be to break out of the cycle of manipulation. Trust yourself. The manipulator's goal is to make you doubt yourself. Once you begin to trust your own perceptions and emotions again, the manipulator's power over you weakens. Remember, you are not alone in this. Dark psychology can be devastating, but with the right knowledge, you can take back your power and emotional freedom. Don't let anyone play with your mind or your emotions. You are stronger than you know. You believe, and you deserve to be in relationships that make you grow, not destroy you. If this video has been useful to you, share it with someone you think needs it. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive notifications. New videos. Each week I will be uploading content that will help you understand and protect your emotional well-being. See you in the next video.